Cool, man. So yeah, Rat Rod, welcome to Hair Metal Mixtape, guys.
Yo, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. So since this interview is for radio and probably for maybe YouTube later, we'll see. But let's try and say who you are before you speak today. That way the listeners know who's talking.
All right.
Why don't we
Mike
begin
Smith?
with everyone? Yeah, let's introduce ourselves, man. Let's see who we got.
All right. Mike Smith, lead vocals.
Mark McCarty, lead guitar.
LJ, I play the bass.
Cool. So so guys, the bio calls you guys a Philly area band, like you were just mentioning before. But me growing up in North Jersey, like I just mentioned, that's usually code for South or like Southwest Jersey, right? So where are you guys from in Jersey, or at least the Philly area?
I'm from Philly.
LJ's from Philly. The rest of us from different little towns in South Jersey. Mike's Berlin. I'm Summerdale. Bryce and Harry are both Blackwood.
Nice, man. And you guys are from around there pretty much your whole lives, or at least around that area?
Yeah, I was born in Philly, and
wow.
moved to Jersey when I was like 8. So that's why we say Philly. We usually put like Philly / South Jersey.
Right.
Because it's kind of a combo of both. But I mean, where we are, we're like literally 10 minutes or so from Philadelphia itself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're a Philly Metro band for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my sister lives in Burlington, New Jersey, so I used to just crash on her couch and go to Philly and
Okay, yeah, no, it's that.
go hang out all the time, man. It's perfect. It's like the perfect 15-20 minute drive where everything's still cool to get back home safely and everything.
And that's where we play most of our shows anyways, Philly, Pennsylvania, Philly.
But that Burlington area, Hamilton Square where I lived,
yeah,
it got no identity. There's like no sports team, like they didn't root for anybody. Like when you walk into it's not around anymore. When you walk into the Models, it was like half split with Philly stuff and half split with New York stuff. It's just weird. That's a whole weird, like they don't know what's going on.
Yeah, dude, where my sister lives in Burlington too, she's like, a lot of her neighbors are like Eagles players.
Yeah.
And she grew up in North Jersey, like me, obviously, and Giants fans. So she's always just like, F you guys, man, we're Giants fans here, but they always laugh and stuff. So it's really fun, it is weird. It is this weird place in Jersey where there's nothing going on except Six Flags.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. It was really funny when I first moved up that way. I was a big cyclist. Before I started back with music, I used to race Lance Armstrong and mountain bike stuff. And I would go out for hours. And the only thing you would see is like grasslands and the burning crosses that were left from the night before. And it's just like, wow, I'm not in Philly anymore.
Wow.
There's no burning crosses. Don't listen to that crap.
No, dude,
Get the hell out of here.
No, dude, I swear to God, when you get up out into them like farmland stuff, it was really like hicky.
I've been here for 46 years. I've never seen a burning cross.
No,
it was the Jersey Devil.
I'm talking like up in Jamesburg and Cranberry-ish. The fun area.
Yeah.
That'd be Central Jersey.
So since we're speaking of Jersey, let's talk about an origin story, man. Like, who birthed this band and how has it evolved to what it is today? Is this a Mark thing, or who's telling me about this?
Well, basically, here's what I'll try to keep it short.
This is Mike speaking, right? Let's say it's Mike.
Yeah, Mike the singer. I had been in bands, back in the hair metal days. Was in a band late 90s. There was some Black Crowsy type stuff, all originals. Did some covers for a while. Then I got out of it. I got married and just kind of got out of the music thing for about 10 years. Had nothing to do with my wife. She didn't make me quit. It was just, I swear to God, everybody thinks that, but no, it was a decision. I've been doing it for so many years at that point. It was good to have a break, you know what I mean? Have weekends off for a little bit. So, unfortunately, we ended up getting divorced. And so I kind of started thinking, you know what? I started thinking I want to do a band again, man. Maybe I'll try, I want to do another original band. Just do it one more time, give it a shot. And this time I want to do do the kind of shit that I really, really love. That fun AC/DC type 3/4 chord, old Kiss kind of rock and roll.
Right, 4 to the floor.
Yeah. And so I put a thing up on Facebook and I said, just in general, said, hey, if anybody knows any guitar players looking for, if anybody knows any guitar players that are like into AC/DC, Kiss, Aerosmith, that kind of a thing, let me know. I'm looking to start something. So one of my friends, Al, contact me like a day late, a couple day or two later. And he's like, hey, I know this dude, Mark. He was actually in an AC/DC tribute band, and from what I heard, they're not together anymore, or at least he's not in it, and he might be a good guy for you. He says, his name's Mark McCarty. Friend him on Facebook, and just tell him that. Well, so I did. My friend did. Mark sent friend request. He accepted. We started chatting. Started telling him my ideas about for an original band, and he was like, at first, and it was funny because if he was like, well, I was just doing this AC/DC thing for 10 years. I kind of want to take a break. I don't really want to do a band right now, but if you want to get together, we can write some tunes and even record some tunes or something like that if you want. I got a full studio thing here with drums and everything. So I was like, oh, that'd be cool, that's fine. That'd be good. That's fine with me. So we got together, started writing some tunes. And the tunes were like, I was like, after like 2 or 3 tunes, I'm like, we were both like, holy shit, like, I think we got something here. Like it was like 1,000 times more than I expected. Like and our writing chemistry was just unbelievable. He could read my mind, I could read his mind, and we had only known each other for like a week. It was crazy, freaking crazy weird. And what we ended up doing was writing a whole album, the first album, Do You Remember Rock and Roll, was just Mark and I, and we recorded it at his house. He played all the instruments, the drums, bass, everything. Obviously, I did all the vocals. We did backgrounds together. I wrote all the lyrics. We recorded the CD, and then we were like, all right, well, we'll put a few songs out and just see what people think. And if it gets a decent reaction, we'll take it from there. So we put out, like, the first song we put out, it was like, I was like, hey, I got this new thing. And we put the tune out. It was like, boom, like it just blew up, like all over Facebook. Everybody was like, dude, this is fucking great. Oh, blah, blah, blah. When are you guys playing out? When are you guys playing out? And, the second song, same thing. And then we looked at each other, we're like, oh, shit, I guess we got to get a band now. So that's how it happened. We were like, oh, shit, people really like this stuff. So I guess we got to get a band now. And we didn't even have a name. I mean, yeah, well, we came up with the name. But even when like I said, it was just the two of us. And then to play all those songs out, we had to get a band.
Yeah. And
it's
now you got 2 studio albums, 1 live album later. You guys have a few new singles out now.
Right.
Before I'm going to air this interview, I'm going to spin the single All or Nothing, which seems to be the latest one out, man. Who can tell me about the inspiration behind that track? That's a great song, by the way.
Well, musically, it was Bryce and I. Actually, the musical riff, the main riff of the song was Bryce's. And I started out the song with the little jangling thing. A funny story about that. I did that so I could remember the riff. That's where that came from. But it kind of stuck. It sounded kind of cool, so we kept it. But it started out musically with that, and then we arranged it, put the music together, sent it to Mike, and he does what he always does. He works his magic and throws some really killer lyrics on it. And I'll let him tell you what the inspiration behind the lyrics were.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I love it. I love it. And LJ, you got anything to say about that song?
These two are amazing writers. I get the scratch tracks and I get to do my little parts, but these two are basically Rat Rod.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's funny. This album is definitely one of the proudest things I've ever done. I've been in bands all my life, but this is one of the best things I've ever been a part of. So it's amazing how we went from kind of everybody saying, "Hey, you sound like AC/DC," to finding ourselves in 3 albums.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He's right. Like at first, the first album, after especially the first album, and the second album, we were getting after shows, a lot of the AC/DC thing. With the new stuff, people are saying more like, oh, you guys kind of sound like you've like matured or something. It's different, the other, so which is that's a great compliment. I mean, so I mean, I'm proud of it. So I mean but that's how Mark and I write. Like what he'll do is he comes up with a riff. He'll write a whole song. I don't hear anything until it's a full song, and he'll, just like the album, he'll play all the instruments, just a rough track, and he'll send me the music, and it's literally a full song with a solo, everything, just no words. And I just put it, I drive around, play it in my truck,
Yep.
over and over and over, and just scat different stuff. I'll just scat and scat and scat different ideas, until something clicks, and that song. And I usually go by the music, like what does, like I kind of think to myself, like, what does this make me think of? Like, what does the music make me feel? Like, what is it? You know what I mean? Like some songs kind of sound like it should be a tough song, or this song sounds like it should be about this, or you know what I mean? Or
Yeah, it's where it takes you.
right. And that kind of the music just kind of had like a what's kind of like a, like let's go friggin' get them type
Yeah.
feel
Totally.
to it, and that's kind of where I kind of got the idea for like All or Nothing. It just had that vibe, like, like F yeah, man,
All
we're
or
gonna,
nothing, right? It's, I
yeah,
mean,
we're gonna,
it's like
yeah,
all or nothing, all in or that's it, like
right. And that's our philosophy. I mean, honestly, I mean, and yeah, we know we're older, but we're giving it this, we're busting our ass
yeah, that doesn't
and
mean
tried
shit
as
these
hard
days,
as we
right? I
did
mean, that
if we
doesn't
were
mean shit these days.
23 or 24, you know what I mean?
You're right.
We put on a show and put out energy on our stage when we play that rivals some 20 something kids. There's dudes out there that can't keep up with it.
Yeah, man, because people these days are actually listening, like they're not just watching, like, where we come from, the whole old school hair metal days and shit. A lot of the bands where there's a lot of like flash and trash and show and like, but now like people like us, like we listen. So it's
Right.
like dudes like you guys with experience start playing real shit. People are like, yeah, they're playing real shit because they obviously know what the fuck they're doing, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
It's really
So we never know what we were doing.
Yeah.
well, we certainly
At least you got to make it look and sound like it, at least.
Yeah, right. Smoke and mirrors.
Right.
but we don't like smoke or mirrors.
Yeah, right. So at the end of the mixtape, I usually like to play a song from the band that I've interviewed earlier. So I'm also going to play Hella Ride, which is a fun song, man. Like, who's going to tell me about Hella Ride?
That song musically goes way back. Actually, it goes back almost nearly 3 years now. That goes back to our previous drummer, as a matter of fact.
Oh, look at that.
Elliot, who was on drums for the Light 'Em Up record.
Yeah.
We were working on that music back then.
We had a 17-year-old.
Yeah, we've actually got video of us putting down the basic tracks on my phone. I won't share it with the public, but the basic tracks were put together just one night of rehearsal. Not the basic tracks, I won't mean it that way, but the basics of the song.
Right, a demos,
And
if
it
you
just
will.
got archived until we were ready to work on it. And then come time to start working on this record, that was actually, I think, if I don't remember correctly, I think that was the first song for this record that we finished.
Yeah.
As far as writing a song.
Right.
Mike, again, his thing. He's got this thing about hearing it. He hears it, he writes it down, and as far as I'm concerned, it's solid gold.
So does this new
Thank you.
album have a title yet?
4 on the Floor.
or
Or
on the floor.
No shit, I already said that in the beginning too.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Ah,
got several
Yep.
meanings. You heard the one meaning, the 4 beats on the kick drum, 4 on the floor, boom, boom,
love
boom.
it. I love
Yep.
it. Man. I love it.
It's the 4th album in total. Go figure.
Yeah, dude, that's great. And it seems like what you guys were saying, like compared to like the first one, Do You Remember Rock and Roll 2017, Light 'em Up 2020, you guys said you've kind of been evolving into like more songwriting as opposed to like more of like that AC/DC thing, you know? It's kind of like with actors, you know, it's just like you practice your parts over and over again, and then you can totally riff after that.
Well, what happened with us is like I said, the first album these two explained was them two, and they did what they wanted to do. I've had this discussion with Mark and Mike. You know, they wanted to do AC/DC stuff, so that was the first album. I was the first one recruited. Actually, Bryce, his son, was playing drums, and we had another guy in. Mark was going to play rhythm. That dude couldn't play.
Oh yeah.
$1,000 worth of equipment, but he didn't know what he was doing. Bryce moved over to guitar, brought
Forgot
his
about that.
buddy in that was 17 years old. Hence, we started out doing, you know, whatever. We write the second album, basically the same thing. Get to this one, we have a new drummer who took us from marching band to Peter Criss 1976.
Nice.
And Bryce is playing rhythm, and everybody's contributing. So Mark and Mike come up with the main song. Everybody's throwing their little pieces in, and Mark went on a rockabilly excursion before this album, and it shows.
Journey.
So we went from AC/DC, and now we just throw a little bit of Chuck Berry and Elvis Presley in there.
Right. Your fingers are all limber now, Mark.
Yeah, I went on vacation in the summer of 2019 to Memphis.
All right.
And I went to, of course, went to Beale Street. I went to Graceland. We went down to Tupelo, Mississippi, and saw that stuff down there. A little later than that, went and saw Stray Cats down in
Nice.
Atlantic City. So I'm just inspired like crazy.
Right.
I'm
Right.
still AC/DC, the Angels Rose Tattoo, Airborne, all that at heart.
Yeah.
But I'm also Chuck Berry, and I'm Elvis Presley, and I'm freaking Little Richard. I got all that stuff in me too.
Yeah, man. You just play some hard rock on some hollow body guitars and say fuck it, right?
Pretty much. Yeah, crank it up loud. Let's go.
Yep.
There's 3 hollow bodies in our band, so
Don't think it's just rockabilly. It ain't.
Yeah, man. That's awesome. Yeah, whatever works, dude. It's just like that's how you always have. It's when you melt stuff, man. The melting pot is what's always tastier, you know?
Yep.
well.
Now,
our-
to be clear, like when we first started, like, it was never like I wanted to sound like AC/DC. That was never.
No.
It was like when I like I said, when Mark and I first got together, I wanted to do what I wanted was like that style of you know rock and roll. You know what I mean? That
Right.
just that 3/4 chord, straightforward. You know, like balls to the wall, like rock and roll. We,
And
you know, obviously we weren't trying at all to sound like AC/DC on purpose.
I will be fair though and say that in my thinking on the music part of it, I did want to try to capture what it would have been like to record at down in Australia, Albert Studios,
Mhm.
in a basic 16-track studio. I tried to keep it really simple when I recorded it. And oftentimes in the writing of the music, if I come to a point where I was a little stuck, I thought to myself, what would Malcolm do? So not that I was trying to sound like AC/DC. I agree with Mike. I wasn't trying to sound like AC/DC, but
That's the spirit.
that was the touchstone.
yeah,
What would he have
like
done?
we didn't want to be like we weren't trying because we didn't want people to say, "Oh, you guys, they just sound like AC/DC." You know, we wanted to have our own identity. You know what I mean?
Of
Which
course.
I think by now we finally are getting there.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Definitely. You can definitely hear the transformation, if you will, or the evolution, you know. So that's cool. So let's talk about some live shows. You guys have any live shows coming up soon?
The next date we have is we got 2 dates in the same week. We've got one on it's September 18th. We're doing a benefit at Timeout 2 in Gloucester, New Jersey.
Cool.
That's not a private thing, but it's a benefit thing we're doing.
Mhm.
And the Friday of that same week, we're playing in Mount Holly at the Union Firehouse. It's a big reunion show for the band Sick Vicky, who were big around this area in the earlier 90s.
Cool.
So we're on
You
that.
can come down and crash on your sister's couch.
Yeah. What was that date again?
The 18th, it's a Sunday afternoon. It's a benefit. It's a friend of ours is having some problems, and he's doing a benefit. And then the following Friday is a really big show at the Union Firehouse in Mount Holly. That's not far actually from where you were in Burlington.
Right. What's the date on that one?
The 23rd.
23, baby.
Hey, and if you come down, you can come down with us the next day to Maryland. We do this big. One of our really good friends does a really big party at their farm. They call it the Bendicue, and he has 6-8 bands, all the food you could eat, make it a full weekend.
Wow, dude, that's not a bad idea. You know,
IOB, but plenty of food.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's a lot of that. That's a lot of fun.
That's awesome, man.
So
So
we got 3 shows in 6 days. Wow.
that's good. You guys will be all warmed up.
And I think we have one. We take a little time off again, and then we got one Thanksgiving weekend with another. You may remember band from around here. Signed. I think they were signed to Atlantic. Rough House Tees.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, I know that
They
name.
do a big Thanksgiving thing every year, so we're on the bill with them with a couple other buddies, in Instinct, and that's a really good thing out in
November 26th.
in Sellersville, I think it is.
Awesome. And of
that's-
course, everyone can get all this info on what? You guys got a webpage, right? Is it ratrodrocks.com?
Ratrodrocks.com.
There we go, man. And I see you guys are active on Facebook too, right? You guys can check out dates on there too.
We try.
Facebook, Instagram, a little bit on Twitter. You know, we got Spotify, we got Apple Music, we got all this stuff. Everything everybody else has.
Right.
We're out.
And check out the videos too. I saw some videos on your webpage and on YouTube, which same thing, and links up and all that. Are you guys releasing any other singles before the whole album comes out?
We're supposed to release one more single when the album drops.
Okay. And when's the album dropping?
11/18.
11/18. Thank you. Couldn't believe it.
November 18th. That's good. Man.
November
Right before
18th is right as of now. November 18th is the official drop date. It's
That's
a Friday.
the official Christmas gift for everybody this year. Everybody.
I
Some
like
video.
hey, I'll tell you what, honestly, like just what John said, and it goes for me too personally. This is the best. This CD is the best thing I've ever done, ever. Like,
All right.
like I'm really proud
There
of
it
it.
is, right there. Mark's holding it up.
I hope everybody else likes
Hold
it
it
as
up.
much as.
Dude, don't hold it up too long. We might get ourselves in trouble.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not going to release the YouTube video of this for a while, so you don't have to worry about that. That'll be good.
That's just
Yeah,
my
but
fault. That's not
I'm
final.
really excited about it. I'm really proud of the songs, and just it came out phenomenal. Really did. I think it's by far our best record.
Like
I
everything else we've done, we learned a couple lessons going through the growth of this thing. Mark and Mike did everything on the first one. We did everything ourselves. We got a little critique from a few people that we really didn't expect to give us critiques for on the last couple of albums. And it we have this thing where if you tell us we can't, we're going to do better. So we're
a bit defiant.
Yeah, we instead of doing it the same way, and like the last one, Mark gave the wife and his daughter the credit card, said bye, and sent them out for the day. And we put one amp in one bedroom, one amp in another bedroom. We set up in the living room. We set the board up in the kitchen, and Mike was set up in the bathroom. And we we recorded it like that. This time we went to our really good pal Will Massey down in Maryland and recorded with him and guys from another band that we're really tight with, their Studio E. First time we did that, we came back, we came up here, we had a really good producer, Lance Walter. He uses backward name on Facebook and I always get it messed up, but Lance Walter from Ron Street Studios here in Philadelphia. We had an extra set of ears, which, you know, you don't realize when you're doing it yourself. Like, you're like, this is what I want. This is what I want. And then you have someone else listen to it. It came out amazing.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Really happy with how he mixed it, for sure.
Well, guys, I got to start landing this plane because we went like way over, but that's
Perfect.
awesome because like I'm just gonna do something special for the show that day because you know, I'll usually open the show with a song, talk about the song, and then I'll play like the band, your guys' song, and then play the interview. But like it's usually a 15-minute interview, and I think we've already gone almost a half hour, which
geez, yeah, sorry.
it's awesome though because we're gonna do something fun with this shit. But
cool.
here's two things. First of all, did I miss anything that you guys want to tell the listeners before we go?
I think
we're
we
good.
covered it all.
We covered most of it, covered everything.
Awesome.
Good.
Awesome.
Good.
Now, this show is going to be aired this coming Monday, September 5th on Labor Day. So,
Nice.
what are you guys up to that day? Or should I say, technically, what are you up to today? I mean, it's going to be around like 3:15 when this airs. So, I don't know what you guys are going to be doing besides barbecuing and listening to the show. But if you're not doing that, what are you guys going to be doing? Say something now so you can like maybe say hello to somebody or give an announcement or something on this Labor Day.
Well,
We tend to wind up at Mark's house on holidays.
yeah, we'll probably be over here grilling and chilling and drinking beer or something.
There
Maybe
you
move
go,
out the
man.
guitars and bang out some rock and roll. Who knows? But we're going to be
Well,
enjoying.
happy Labor Day to all our friends, and you know, thanks to Lance Walter for the help on this CD, and Will and Eric D, who at Studio E, and you know, thank you for the interview and giving us a, you know, playing our tunes and all. We appreciate it. It's awesome.
Yeah, man. Totally my pleasure, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure and a blast hanging with you guys today. So, dudes, let's do this again when the album is out and you guys are coming up around NYC, man. We'll totally hang out. And I'm going to try to go. Well, you said September 18th, you got that show. And September 23rd, I'm going to try to make it out.
Okay.
Holly, man, that's going to be freaking awesome if I can go see that.
And we'll kidnap you. We've been known to do that before. We'll throw you in the back of the van with us and we'll go down to Maryland.
Hey, man, I'm used to it, dude. I spent 12 years as a tour manager and front of house sound engineer. So,
Nice.
Hey, we could always
Maybe
use
we can pick your ear a little bit.
hell yeah, dude. I'm seasoned.
Cool. Good first to know.
Yeah, it is nice. And if, you know, if you're definitely, you know, if you can make it, let us know because we can hook you up with, you know, getting in there.
Cool. All right, guys.
Thanks, bro.
Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. Really
You,
nice
man.
meeting you.
You too. Take care.
Yeah.
God bless.
All right,
See you,
guys.
bro.
Take care. Peace. Keep rocking.